Question is about the second dose of the Covishield vaccine for those that got the first wave, the first dose, the first jab. You being one of them, you're quite concerned.
Right. I mean, because initially they were talking about you got to have the follow-up within 3 weeks, potentially, no later than, say, 3 months. And now it's kind of coming to that 3-month mark. Yeah. Now there's information saying, hey, it's okay up to 6 months. But again, we don't really know. And so we're waiting and hoping. There was an opportunity, though, that came about yesterday. It came to light that the Chamber of Commerce had approached the government for the ability to bring down or purchase doses for their members. Now, their members got together.
Private employees,
private companies were coming together to be able to purchase vaccines for their employees at 5,000 rupees a dose.
Yeah.
And they came and approached the government, and apparently it was not just the first time, it was the second time where they approached the government saying, hey, can we purchase these vaccines for our employees? Matter of fact, the company that would be securing the vaccines would even do a 1-for-1 campaign where the private employees would get the dose, but also one would be donated to the government so that this would be given to the public.
Right. And
free.
Yeah, so even with, I think as soon as the vaccination drive kind of kicked off in Sri Lanka, we did have private companies approach the government and ask them if, look, not just private companies, but also private medical institutions who approached the government asking for permission for them to bring down the vaccine and administer it. But again, it was turned down. This has also been turned down. Now, interestingly enough, what the government did respond saying was the fact that they want to even have the private companies fall under their umbrella of a free vaccination drive.
Right.
We don't know if the private companies are going to be charging their employees. I did notice a slightly more expensive price that was quoted, 5,000 rupees a dose, when you compare to the original story, and this is according to NDTV when they reported the first stock that we got from India. We secured a 10 million vaccine course order at the cost of $52.5 million. When you break it down, that comes to about $5 a dose, just above. So that's about $1,000.
Yeah,
but this is fivefold.
Yeah,
but given the situation where we don't have anything, and private companies saying we're willing to pay the extra money and bring it down. Now, again, we don't know if they're going to be charging their employees.
We don't know for sure. It wouldn't make sense for a private company to bring it down, charge the employees for it. That would just be bad PR altogether. But at the same time, higher price would be because, hey, they're not getting 10 million vaccines. They may just be getting 100,000 or 200,000. But still, I think to be able to get the green light from the government to be able to do that, because they are getting something back in that whatever is purchased, it will be doubled with the balance given to the government to be able to give to the public free of charge. And again, this reminds me of the time when private hospitals were trying to be a part of taking care of people who were COVID positive, allow private individuals who can afford to pay for their care.
Yeah, and that's happening now with regulation, right? So they were able to pull it off, right? So even the prices, they're not really off the chart. So we're not talking private institutions aren't charging you an arm and a leg just for the added luxury of being at a private institution.
So you can imagine the disappointment now after the second round for it to come to light that, hey, we tried to do this for our employees. We've gotten a negative response from the government because they want to kind of control how the vaccines get distributed.
Yeah. So the way I see there's two stances here. One is that, of course, people quite upset that, hey, look, we don't have any, but also private companies can't, where they see they can do it, you're not allowing them. Is it that, or is it also open to abuse? Because
capitalizing off of a desperate situation.
Yeah, because you do know that, when we say private companies, this is not just one. When the Chamber of Commerce comes here with a proposal, we're talking about a multitude of companies, each with their own ethics.
Will there be someone regulating the entire vaccination drive where they will have to give it to their employees free of charge, where the company bears the cost?
Bringing them up, being like, hey, listen, can you put us in line and we'll pay for it? Again, you just never know. And it adds more layers to it. But again, but this is the official stance for now. The government saying, look, we want you to be under the same umbrella. Will it get to that stage where we can't manage and we have them come in and kind of support the government? We don't know.
Well, yesterday, Tourism Minister Prasanna Ranathunga at a press con in Gampaha said that the government is taking measures to import 900,000 doses of the AstraZeneca, and stocks are expected by July. So they are in talks with the relevant parties. There was no more information beyond that outside of the month of July and the amount 900,000.
Right. So we know that there's 600,000 people that are awaiting the second dose, of which 100,000 are from Colombo. They do have a bit of stock left, but they're focusing on the frontline workers and as they should. But again, even with private companies and their employees, these are people that are in close integration. They're in close interaction with their co-workers, and they're the people that travel, go home. And I would say that they are also up on that priority list.
You look here. Here's a question: if you worked at a private company that did manage to get the vaccine for their employees, but expected their employees to pay, would you still pay?
Yeah. And should they be allowed? We'd want to know. So do tell us. Drop in a message 0772 66 5566. Blessie and Lloyd, thank you.